for 1 day or 2 days, you can become a member. If you are asylum seeker, you are a refugee or whatever, you can become a member. There is no limit. Yes, we checked with the Reserve Bank, the agencies. They told us 2 conditions. A common bond, so they accept that common bond and they accept your constitution, that's it. Doesn't matter where they are. So the last one, which many people and most people would want to hear, is the benefit that is in the form of dividends. I don't think I have to explain dividend. Dividend is what you get in any company at the end of the financial exercise after making profit and paying whatever fees and amounts that should go to third parties. The rest of the money you can decide to reinvest or to share among the members. So we will have those dividends. We are not the first. Remember, we are not the first to run a cooperative. Since Genesis, there have been ideas. And we see around the world, there is many people, many companies, many banks started as cooperatives. Now, how to become a member of CoopCongo? We have 2 million shares that we issued, and there is only 3 steps for you to become a member. You submit your application form. The forms are available on website or on request, on email, and they are also available here. You pay your annual fee of 1,200 rand for 2019, and you buy your shares. From the 2 million shares, each member must have shares. There is no way you'll get dividends if you don't have shares. Now, the 2 points, the application form and the membership fee is not refundable. The simplest way, it's an administrative money that we use. As we come in here, we need to rent, we need to pay for food, all of that, we're using the administrative money. The money for shares, that is your capital, we are not allowed to touch it by law. So that money is fully refundable. There is a condition that because the money is invested, we don't have it in the current account, we invest it in the 32 days account. So it means the under conditions means that if you want it, we will then give notice to the bank to say, within 32 days we want so much money, so that we don't pay a fee. That is the only condition. Otherwise, your money is fully refundable. As part of share requirements, there is a minimum of 240 shares that each member needs to buy, and a maximum of 200,000. And today, as we speak, the share is 11 rand. It used to be 10 rand, January to April 30th. So it will again increase on the 1st of July. It will be 13 rand. So if you pay for your 240 shares, it's 2,640. And remember, we want to be as inclusive as possible. So we want to allow people to have the flexibility. We want to support people in the community. So we allow people to pay for the shares in 2 years. There is 2 things there. We're helping the community, but also there is no trust in the community. We don't have trust. So as a way of showing that, look, instead of giving us 2,600, give us 100 rand of your shares per month and give us 100 rand of your membership fee. That is 200 rand per month if you want, so that you can also assess how genuine is this organization. But if you trust the leaders, you can pay your full amount. There is no problem. And the maximum that each person can pay is 200 100,000 shares, which is 2.2 million. In the vision, we have the 2 million shares. If we calculate from the 10 rand price that was on the 1st of January, that will make us a capital of 20 million. But if you see that the price is increasing over the time, it means that 20 million is just the minimum. We can also dream 30, 40, 60 million. What can we do as a community with 60 million cash? A lot, if you think of it. And we can. So in our projections for the next 5 years, we're saying in 2019, we really aiming at getting to the 200 members as required by the Reserve Bank. The next year, 2020, we aiming at becoming an organization of 500 people, and the next year 1,000. So we can, if you think how many people you know in Pretoria, Johannesburg, Cape Town, Bloemfontein, so we can really have 3,000 members within 5 years. And that is the vision for the membership fee. So per year from 2019 to 2023, that is the amount that we should be receiving as a membership fee. Remember, this is for our administration. So as we gather this money, we can open branches in Pretoria, Cape Town, Bloemfontein, later in Cape Town, and also Durban, all over the country. Then Maseru, Lilongwe, anywhere we want, we can open branches. This is the money that will support that growth. So this is the share price for 2019 to 2020. Why 2 years? Because within the 2 years, we are pretty much sure we will reach the 200 people. We are not in a hurry because there is no trust in the community. As much as we want to work hard and reach the 200 people, we are very mindful that there is no trust. So we need to give people time to digest, to readjust in the thinking that this is something we can do together. So, but if you read there, the board can decide, because we also watching what's happening in the industry. As the board, we can take some of the decisions. If we look at the share contributions for the next 5 years, the minimum based on 10 rand per month or per share over the 5 years. This year we only expecting to have just around 800,000. Next year 1.4, next year 1.5, the following 2.7, and so on. But remember, if we can sell all the shares at 10 rand, so these amounts will be really just the minimum expected as per the number that we planned, 200, 500. But if we can sell all the shares, even with the 500, so we should get a lot more money. So this is just the minimum that we set ourselves. Keeping in touch with us, we are in the 21st century, so we don't have an office yet. Don't ask for that question. It's coming every time. Where is your office? I want to come and visit. We don't have. You need to trust us. We are operating virtually. Why don't we have an office now? We will pay for an office at 5,000 rand, 3,000 rand a month. That is your money. And no one visits that office for a month. So it's money wasted. As directors, we need to keep the money. So there is no need for now to have an office which nobody will visit. So we will have an office. We planned maybe July, maybe August, as the members come with that need of having an office. But we are now operating virtually, and it is working. All our board meetings every month, it's done virtually. You will see why also. And it is working. We have a telephone and a WhatsApp. We have a website, email, Facebook, and Twitter. How can we add to the inspiration? The good thing is that from Genesis up to today, we have a lot of people that went through it. We can copy. We don't need to think too much. You go at the Reserve Bank, they tell you, oh, you want to do this? Oh, take these forms, take this, take that, put together, assemble for your community, that's it. So we might not even need to think too much because it has been done. For those that love cars, I think you can see there, somebody is driving a Porsche, but it's not from the Porsche Corporation. But they are happy. They copied. They copied. So we are allowed to copy. Somebody is driving what is called Landwind X7. He is as happy as the one driving a Range Rover Evoque. Actually, they went to court, but yeah. So all these people that copied went to court. But us, they allow us to copy what the other cooperative did and be successful. Look at that. Not far from us, the Somalis, well organized. You see them buying houses in every town. Johannesburg, Pretoria. There is Pretoria West, a lot of people were in Pretoria West previously. Next to Marabastad, that whole part is now owned by Somalis and Ethiopians. Mm-hmm. If you go to Marabastad, I never went there for the past 5 or 10 years. Marabastad, the market, I was shocked to go there and find Ethiopians. There is no Indians anymore. They were out. So I was so shocked that I took time to investigate, to say, how did you do this? I went and asked them. They said, no, we went to the landlord and told them we'll pay double. So between the Indian and the Ethiopian, there was money in the middle, double. So the Ethiopians kicked out the Indians because of money. They had power, they were organized, and they knew if we can pay double, we will make profit over years. And this market, that market is mostly Ethiopian. If you remember, Kenya is the first country in Africa for cooperatives. There are people in America, they have a big cooperative. And because they were organized, their government now supports them. So members of this cooperative can buy properties in Kenya. They can buy cars, they can send money to Kenya to their families for businesses. They can conduct business. Many of us here give money to brothers, sisters, aunts, so that they can manage businesses. Anybody with a very positive result?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we can run a business which will benefit the family without them being there. So we set it up as a cooperative. It is a neutral institution that will build a house for you, that will buy a car for you and manage it for you without you being there, and you have legal rights of control. It's not family rights. That, hey, you don't know, that was my brother, I can eat it the way I want. No, that will be legal. So the Kenyans have done it, we can copy. 100 years ago, there was a man who tried to change the thinking of the black men in America. And a lot of people have been inspired by this man called Marcus Garvey. I love Bob Marley. Marcus Garvey inspired him. We all applaud when we hear Kwame Nkrumah. Marcus Garvey inspired him. So this man said, whenever the Negro will not have an economic system, they will perish. So, if you think of a community having airplanes today, airplanes that will fly people from Africa to America, that is what Marcus Garvey wanted, to have ships that will ship goods from Europe to America to Africa, and those ships must belong to the black people. So they bought ships. But it was not easy. Why? Trust. There is no trust. Today I'm talking, I have no salary, nothing, sleepless nights. But the day they see the cooperative buying an airplane, they say, but by the way, who elected him there? It will start. By the way. So that is what happened with the brother. Yes, he had mistakes, but that idea, at least he brought people, millions, over 6 million on board. So we can be inspired by Marcus Garvey. Not far from us, most of us here must have either traded or heard of Bank de Kinshasa. There was another man, Dokolo, who led it. Yes, he had partners, yes, he had people, yes, he had mistakes, but that bank at least functioned in Congo in the 1970s until around 1990. So it was the first bank that used local money in sub-Saharan Africa to start trading. And also the first bank that computerized operations before even the central bank in Congo. So that is another inspiration. And it was managed by Congolese people. So, who are behind the cooperative? I don't know. Anybody wants water? Maybe? Water? Okay, it's fine. So I can see you are following. There is the list of the directors for now. Mr. Umba is a member of the board. He is in Lubumbashi right now, but very soon he will land again in Pretoria. Dodi Ngwema is also in Kinshasa. Remember Lubumbashi, Kinshasa? So they are also fishing for members there already. But his family is in Pretoria. Mr. Felix Mbono. Mr. Felix, you can stand so that our fellow can see you. We have Mrs. Mbasa. Disclaimer, she's my wife. So it is a family-oriented movement as well. We want families with the kids to come. By the way, all my kids are members. They are paying on their own. Francois is in Madagascar. He should be landing. He couldn't get a space in the airplane, but he wanted to be here because he's visiting the family next week, but he couldn't get a space for Saturday, or for Friday to land today, so unfortunately. But the family is here. So, Lubumbashi, Kinshasa, and Antananarivo. So you already see, and they're all talking to people locally there. Mr. Ild Seke, he resides in Pretoria. He's from a trip from Senegal. He's landing just now at the airport. And Dr. Bitumba. And we have Mrs. Dindelo. Remember there was another Dindelo in Lubumbashi. The wife is there. She is part of the board. I will explain later. Dr. Kashala is working now, so he could not come, but he is also from Pretoria. Mr. Mpasa will talk later. And we have Mr. Fuga. He's also working, so he couldn't come, but he's also from Pretoria. Mrs. Mwene Baker, Justin Bitumba. Mwene Baker. Remember, there was another Bitumba, so she's the wife to Dr. Bitumba. Mr. Ngamayamu Munduku is now in Lubumbashi, but the family is based in Nzani. He used to be the president of Bolingo. There was a nice Congolese organization there called Bolingo. He used to be the president there. So he's fishing the ex-Bolingo members one by one. We have Mr. Njeka, our secretary. And we have Mr. Makanda Ted.
Is actually bringing some refreshment.
So those are our leaders. I thank you so much for your attention.
Good.